victims of torture.
Mr. President, this is a joint statement for Khiyam Rehabilitation Center for Victims of Torture and the International Center for Supporting Rights and Freedoms. Children are being subject to crimes against humanity, genocidal crimes, and war crimes in Darfur. Vast numbers are displaced and thus live without protection or family care. They are thus vulnerable to sale and sexual exploitation. Many of them are forced to beg to survive, especially in the towns of Niala, Junaina, and Fasher. Mr. President, the children of Darfur live in fear. So many of them lost their homes and families after the genocidal crimes destroyed their land and way of life. They need international support in order to simply survive. Refugee camps were set up to provide temporary care and not permanent assistance. According to the latest reports, about 1.3 million children live in 20 refugee camps in Darfur and in neighboring areas in Chad. Mr. President, children are also suffering in Yemen from the scourge of war. They are displaced and sold and sexually exploited. In Lebanon also, there is suffering from the scourge of the war in Syria. Many Syrian refugees amongst children are forced to beg to survive. They are vulnerable to all forms of exploitation, which cause a lot of social problems in this otherwise exemplary country in its respective human rights. We urge all states parties to the ICC to activate the case of Darfur. We also urge the international community to make every effort to put an end to the war in Yemen and ensure the return of Syrian refugees from Lebanon to Syria. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Human rights